that Karim manifesto I wrote about maybe 12 years ago, and I was so busy and working at that time in about 35 countries. So as I was traveling, I was finding myself in planes and hotels with a lot of time to think, and you're alone. So I started thinking about what would make a kind of balanced world, a balanced life. Not just from my perspective, but looking a bit objectively at just people all over the world, and what our needs are and what our desires are. And just sort of understand, well, I guess what I concluded was that we're all very similar globally. And we all have very similar needs and similar desires. So I started writing the manifesto thinking about this idea of a balanced life. That's really it. And I think design is kind of a bit inseparable from technology. And we're in this kind of period, I think, where design is becoming so important because it's really kind of shaping all our human experiences. So as design, let's say, gets more and more sophisticated, our daily lives are becoming easier, simpler, more elevated, more experiential. You know, the inspiration started, I think, from technology more than it did from nature. You know, on one hand, as a human being, I consider that we ourselves are organic creatures. We're asymmetrical, you know, and also just there isn't really a straight line doesn't exist in nature. So it almost is a strange contradiction or a kind of paradox that we created a kind of perfect Cartesian world, which is so opposed to us as, let's say, human beings. So when I design anything that becomes part of the body or in contact with the body or interfacing the body or coming close to the body, I design it in a soft way, intentionally, so that in a physiological and physical way, it's easier or makes sense with us, but also kind of psychologically and mentally, it's comforting because it is an extension of us. So that's how it kind of started. At the same time, there are all these new software programs that were allowing me to make 3D quite complex forms. So I started actually experimenting with the softwares to get really perfect quilted organic form. So it's kind of a combination of that. All of a sudden I had these new tools, new technologies, and then second of all, just thinking about us as human beings, how we navigate the world. In a sense, the art of being a designer is really, what it is to understand and be able to navigate or maneuver well within diverse industries. And you know, my background, I think I had a bit of what I would call a hardcore industrial design education. So as I started out as a product designer, I was designing products that were very much not part of everyday life. I was doing things like medical equipment, power tools, and machinery. These are in my early days of designing. And when you design these kind of products, I mean, it's not unlike designing consumer goods. It's really about making things that